Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of the basic beginner's guide. I have died 5 times now to level 33 mobs. I even had a level 95 mob come crawling through my base as well, which was highly interesting. But the good news is, if you die and you lose everything, you still got these shiny skills. Within 10 minutes you can get all this back. The easiest way to get going on this game is go straight for Mele here, and you want to get yourself a nailed club. You simply get logs, you make a wooden club, you have it in your inventory, and you mine some calibrite. It's basically the same plan as before. Stone knife, axe, then go straight for that weapon for defence, and don't forget the bandages. Okay, top tip I found out: if an enemy's chasing you, just swim. If you go into water it breaks aggro, they won't follow you. What you've got to be aware of is you'll see them sprinting around in the background looking for you, and if they see you within about a 500 metre radius, they're coming straight back at you. Bit of a top tip: relog, gets rid of the aggro. A must are bandages. As you can see in my toolbar there, under number 4, you need twigs and fibre. First thing you should do is get yourself a stone knife, get some bandages. You know, then you can spam them as you're running away. Okay, let's talk about these bags a little bit more in depth. With these bags, as long as you put things like twigs, sticks, you can still craft from the bag, but if you put any consumables in there like bandages or food, it won't work. Okay, another reason why you should go down the Mele tree is my base is basically hidden over a dip and it's surrounded by, you know, fairly high level monsters. I need to fight my way back in there. Because I've gone down the Mele tree, I can make a calibrate sword. And the beautiful thing about this is it just needs a campfire to forge. So you can literally gear up prior to going back to your base. If there's a player there camping it or something, you know, you can literally gear up out in the open. Okay, what people probably don't realise is this little fluffy tree here with the mould on it. That is a really good source of fibre. As soon as you upgrade all your tools to the calibrate versions, you know, the gather rate is significantly improved. That's another reason why Mele is a good choice to go down straight away. Okay, this is fairly cool. It appears that I've looted some seeds now. That might mean I may be able to... Well, I got rudely attacked by a lurker, but this sword is actually really good. This is where all the mobs start going a little bit crazy and you get overwhelmed. This is the aggro thing I was mentioning. I don't think they like me skinning their friends, that's what it is. Oh, if you didn't know, if you use a knife on a corpse, a knife will give you fat and meat only. If you use the skinning knife on a corpse, that's where you get the hides from. As you can see here, just from my cooking ability, there's a proc chance there. I've got a delicious steak, and then I've got a normal steak. So there may be some difference when you eat that. It might give you more satiety or give you a little health buff. Okay, if you've done what I've done, you would have rushed straight to the stone base. You would have placed a small building on top of it, which I'm going to show you later. And the first thing you want to do is just go straight for getting some storage space. The most important thing you have to do is get logs. You use logs and then you turn the logs into resin, this stuff here. But you require a mortar and pestle. That's the thing I pointed out on the base that was on the floor. You know, you place it on top of your base structure. You simply stand by it with logs and you're able to make resin. Your next farming thing you need to do is the animals. You need to kill any animal, and then you want to harvest it with a knife, and that will give you fat. Fat turns into glue, which is right here, and that is one of the biggest sinks of resources early on. You know, you need a lot of that just to make a basic container to store your goods in. So now, because I've got down the Mele tree, I'm an official badass with this sword. I should be able to kill this setlang in a couple of swings. Yeah, so a really cool thing I didn't tell you about setlangs or lurkers is you have a thing here called a water skin. That's really good to make early on. It's 6 hides, and basically what that means is you get a water source, you refill your bag, and it has about 8 charges or something similar in it, and you can basically build further away from water with one of these. It saves you running back every 5 minutes to drink. So I used a knife there, and you can see what I got. I got fat and meat only, but I'll be requiring hides to make setlang armour later, so when I've got enough fat I'll move on to that. You've got to watch this aggro. Basically what happens is when the music's doing the it's kind of like a combat mode, and you're fair game to any animal that's patrolling by. and they equally don't like you skinning the mates, which would happen in real life. But as you can see with this sword, I'm just cleaving through them. It's a lot quicker. Now, as you can see, I've equipped the skinning knife. So we've got the meat and hide there. There you go, meat and hide. Alright, so that's the difference between it. Knife for fat, because you're slicing off the bit of the meat and the fat, and skinning knife for hide. If you look at my health, it's slowly rising, top right of the screen there. That's eating one of the lurker steaks. It actually gives you a health regen at the same time, so that's fairly good to know. Because I'm a moron, I didn't check my water meter, so I'm nearly dehydrating, but in this game you can drink the sea, so it's no problem. This is the small building with the sunlight, and this here is a little footlocker that I can hold a small amount of iron. The door's the coolest bit, check this out. This is the most important thing you need to build. That's the little mortar and pestle there. So you can make cement and resin and glue. And this is here is the stove. That's the other important thing you need to build early on. So stove, pestle. With the placement of this base, I literally used the mouse wheel to elevate it as much as I could. Give you a little bit more added to protection. When I said about the aggro when this music's playing, I had 3 of these beasts rushed me, and there's another 2 dead over there, so it's lucky I had the sword, to be honest. Yeah, so strongly go for the sword build early on. Sword build and survival for your extra stamina and health. It's the difference between me dying 5 times in a day and surviving attacks from multiple monsters. So definitely go for the calibrate sword build on a melee tree. Okay, so we run down to the water source. Doesn't matter if it's the sea at this stage or a lake. You're in the water source. Refilled your water skin. Like I said, this has got charges, so you can use it multiple times before you have to refill it. Okay, so this is what we're aiming for, the small crates, so I can stash my items in my house if I die. Simply stand by your pestle, L to open crafting, have logs in your inventory, turn to resin, that's step 1. As you can see, just having the fat and the resin has unlocked a rifle for me, because I've got a few points in that build, so that's quite handy. Just made myself a forge to assist with weapon making. The beauty about this game is most of the basic weapons like shotgun and rifle use the same ammo. It's completely, fuss free. Oh yes, look at this. Rifle. Brilliant. I need to take a quick break from the guide to go and shoot something in the face now. And here we go. Good some. Alright, back to the making this container. I'm going back to making this glue now, which is resin and animal fat. I think you need about 6. And there we go, some storage. Feels like the right achievement to have made this. It took ages. So go back and place it in the base. Another reason it's important to get a mortar and pestle down early is because you turn the lime that you get from the big rocks into quicklime. Then those weird plants with the white bulbous things on them, they got a thing called a prat pod, and basically that's what you need for cement. There you go, pratinus pod 1, quicklime and stone. So you would have already had all that by mining rocks and by hitting that plant I told you to hit at the start, and from there you can build like the stone walls, stone gates. All seems very daunting at first, but it's all starting to come together now. I've got the basic ingredients of a base, and don't forget that if you work in a group of people, one can specialise in construction, the other one can specialise in electronics, or there's different. The combinations are endless, really. If you work as a group, it can work quite well. Okay, so what I've managed to show you on this guide, I managed to show you the basic tools you need to get crafting this lovely stone base. I've given you an idea on how to protect your base foundation, gating it off and preventing people running up the side of the wall. I've also created the metal tech shed here just to show that you can place things not on the base. Thankfully the community told me about this. It will save building cost, but it's slightly less protection. Just so you know, the tech shed doesn't come with any furniture in case you think it's already coming with storage space. And also showed you how to make basic storage containers to store your loot in. Thanks for watching. Look forward to my next guide, where hopefully I should take things a little bit further and show you some more of the crafting tree. Thank you.